Today I messed up by asking my doctor to define walking. This took place about 4 or 5 years ago. I had a doctor's appointment for an ingrown toenail that had been persistent for 9 months due to me picking at it, due to my OCD. We get into the exam room and the doctor asks me if it hurts in particular circumstances, such as sitting, standing, and finally, walking. Now, it should be noted that I have Asperger's syndrome, which in case you don't know, means that among other things, I'm hyperliteral and have difficulty with humor and sarcasm. This story was an example of what I lovingly refer to as Asperger's-induced incompetence. This episode of I was that when the doctor asked if it hurt to walk, I said to him define walk. What I meant in my head was do you mean walking on flat ground, up the stairs, going up a ramp, etc., but alas, that's not what came out. My doctor, with his bad bedside manner, decided to open the door to the exam room, walk out into the hallway, walk to the end of the hall, walk back to the exam room, close the door, point at the hall, and say that. I burst into laughter, trying desperately to explain what I meant to him. Too long. Didn't read. Due to my Asperger's, I asked my doctor to define walk, making a complete fool out of myself. Today I messed up. I thought all dudes observed the clean butt etiquette when they get BJs. I see a guy in my building to give him the occasional BJ when he's in the mood, but the women he's casually dating are all unavailable. It's all fun and games. Nothing serious. I go over, get on my knees, we both leave happy. So today, while giving him a very sloppy service, he decided to straddle my face and make me lick his ass. I mean, I have done it once or twice. It's not my first choice or second choice on the menu. But he seemed like he really wanted it, and I thought doing it would distract him from wanting to anal me, as he had stealthily moved from squeezing my butt cheeks to fingering my butt during BJ. I was not ready for anal. So I let him squat over my face and plant his butt crack squarely on my face. I assumed all guys observe the clean butt etiquette when they get BJs. The BJ to ball licking to taint licking to butt licking transition happens enough that I assumed every guy cleans the entire pelvic region before a BJ session. I assumed incorrectly. I screamed into his ass canyon, but my screams were muffled. I got out from under him so fast. I didn't want to look at him. I didn't want to talk about it. I saw his tighty-whitey on the floor as I left, looking down to avoid any eye contact, and noticed the skid marks. The sight of it made me puke a little acid bile in my mouth. To top it off, on my way back to my unit, I had to wear a mask in the elevator, which only amplified the scent of his unclean ass. It was a no for me. 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. Too long. Didn't read. I assumed all men observe the clean ass etiquette when they make their partners lick their butts. I was wrong. Update 1, I just can't stand awkwardness and I was pretty rude the way I ran out. I messaged him to apologize and clarified it was a hygiene issue, which he claimed he wasn't aware of. Ow. Anyway, I told him it wasn't my favorite on the menu, but willing to do it if he cleaned thoroughly. Turns out he wanted to eat me out mostly, but thought he could only do it if he let me do it first. I clarified for him that he can feel free to dine out on my butthole and finger me all he wants. I don't feel the need or desire to reciprocate. Just no anal yet. Communication and friendship re-established. Update 2, also, all these chat messages calling me derogatory names are stupid. You don't know me. Be nice to others. Thanks. Today I messed up by washing a car too slow and causing my parents to maybe getting a divorce. Well, this isn't exactly where I thought today would go. So I'm 16, not really huge relevance to the story but whatever. So I got in trouble for something minor a few days ago, so I had to do chores and shit around the house for a few days. So today was supposed to be the last day of chores and I had to wash the cars. I'm out here in like 90 degrees weather trying to wash this car and the water kept drying and making spots on the car. So I'm trying to wash this car good and it takes probably a little longer than it should normally take. So my mom comes out and starts to get on me about taking too long. I try to tell her that I'm just trying to do a good job and then she tells me I'm full of shit. So we get into a big argument about this because I think she's being unfair and she thinks I'm giving attitude. Flashback to like 5 years ago, my parents were arguing a whole lot and they were gonna get a divorce. I don't exactly know what happened, but they didn't. Back to right now, my dad gets home from a run that he's on and walks into us arguing. My mom starts saying it's his fault because my dad used to yell at her too. Now this is definitely not my dad's fault. I'm angry at my mom, not copying my dad. But she says that I'm just copying the shit my dad used to do, and that just started a whole argument between my mom and dad. So my dad is currently looking for an apartment. My mom says if I yell again I can go live with him. Yay. Too long. Didn't read. I took too long to wash a car and accidentally reignited my parents' divorce argument.